Alright, it's time to just talk about stuff, I guess.
Sounds like a plan.
There's a bunch of stuff that's happened since last time. We were just kind of prattling on about things, mostly when we had hopes for the national tournaments. Yes, before they were dashed, but that's a different story altogether.
Well, you've probably already seen if you pay any amount of attention.
Well, I'd hope so. It's a 50-minute video. But,
yeah, product releases. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this. Start with Japanland. Mr. 12, go!
Yeah, Mr. 12 just came out. We know the entire set list. And they've even had a couple of events ever since its release. And, well, Link Joker is good, guys. I don't know what to tell you other than that. But it is consistently being outplaced by, obviously, Eradicators and, not surprisingly, Revengers. They're just really, really good.
They are the knight, after all. What else was topping? There was something that was topping that was surprising.
Some random Spike Bros because because there's less Eradicators running around, and their Link Joker matchup is probably better than anyone else's right now.
What's a front row, guys? I don't have one of those.
Can't block me. And then obviously you've got those pretty badass Lukier and Amon cross rides. That unfortunately only do things at limit break again. But at least they do good things, unlike a certain someone.
Yeah. And speaking of that, how about that recent episode 132?
Ren's a terrible person.
Ren's a terrible, terrible person, despite what the show tries to make you believe. I know how I can draw out your power, exploit your insecurities. It's a great idea. And yet he doesn't find a single thing wrong with that.
No.
Terrible person or terrible person?
Apparently no one else does.
And apparently no one else does either.
Because they're either doormats or blind.
Oh, man.
Doesn't make the deck any less awesome, though. I mean, you can recruit things, you can blow things up almost as many times as you damn well want.
Yeah.
And you've got an effectively restanding Vanguard. Just what more could you want? And the deck even has like a mid game, and you just don't get that during this set block. It's incredible.
It is pretty amazing. What other things are coming out from that set? Oh, right, the new Batamas.
No, not that set.
Not that set? Not 12?
No.
13?
13.
Damn it, I want it now! Stop making it far away.
Well.
It's gotta be now. Okay, what else is in 12 then?
Silverthorn archetype, Amon's follower archetype.
They were all
not
born?
Something you need to really use, but they are there if you like them. Shoot. Was there really anything else?
I think it's all I ever heard.
It was basically all of the evil stuff.
Evil.
Oh, wait. No, we did have that bastard Bowing Saber reverse.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe we forgot about that, considering.
Counterblast 2 Eradicate. No, just Counterblast 2, lock 2 of your own Eradicators, and your opponent chooses 2 of their rear guards and retires them. Then he gets 10k for no reason. Just Jesus. And if you want to run the Valiant Sword Dragon, well, you just turn that into a nuke the entire field for Counterblast 4. And a 13k defense is pretty impressive. But you don't even need to run it as a cross ride, really. It just replaces the 2 descendants you can't play. And Wolffang Liberator Garmor.
Oh yeah, because we needed another Garmor.
We did. unfortunately, it's not quite what we were figuring it would be after all is said and done.
Yay.
Although he's like the biggest middle finger to retiring ever.
He is. It's just
Blast 3 Liberators, I do believe, and then you keep calling off of the top of the deck until all your rearguard circles are full, or if you don't want them. But if you find one you don't want, you put it on the bottom and the effect stops, because you have to keep calling to keep looping the skill.
it's Garver tries to be the official guy.
Return a Liberator to the bottom of the deck for +4. What's this +4 doing again?
It's just he can't do it because he's just going to be replaced later.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It always happens.
We're going to be getting Liberator Ezel soon.
Oh no.
And
We're over 12.
just about covers that. It's an interesting set, really shakes things up. I mean, it's been a while since we've debuted so many just good things all at once.
Alright, now we have 2 bridges. Which one will we cross first? The Heroes or 13?
Yes.
Or 7?
Deep Police are cards, man. The trial deck for Dimensional Robos is the weirdest trial deck that we have ever seen. And that's not just we as in us, but as in the entire
game as a whole. It's like...
Because it does not follow any of your stupid formulas.
It's actually trying to be an actual deck.
It is. It actually has a forerunner in it. Goyusha. I mean, granted, Goyusha's getting replaced, but it's still there as a security blanket. And, trial decks never have had those before.
It is a very different change of pace. It's also got Die Dragon, if I recall.
Yeah, a Die Dragon. It's not shiny though, so who gives a shit? Obviously, they went and gave the deck their K clones. You get 4 of those in there, so no problem. The reprint of Die Brave, which is really important for Japan, and it'll probably be the first time we see it. Because why release it as a promo when you can just give us the deck and be done with it?
Unlike Daigo, where it's not Daigo anymore. So we can talk about that one too. Anything else you want to talk about from the...
oh yeah, there's more in this trial deck. Let's see, there's a grade 2 Dilander, like in 8K, and kind of less one, give +4 to a Dimensional Robo for that turn. Any Dimensional Robo. So you can make a pretty strong rearguard lane, or you can make your just Dayushas, punch them in the face really, really hard.
Like Dayusha, more Dayusha.
You've got a silly little grade 2 that when it's ridden by a grade 3 D police, that unit gets +5 for the turn. Mini Break Ride. Or just a Prowling Dragon that doesn't suck. And of course, you've got Senor Break Ride Kaiser Man. Super Dimensional Robo Deck Kaiser. Yeah. He is a card. Quite a card. For Counterblast 1, on the Break Ride, your Vanguard gets 10k and a critical. And if it drive checks a grade 3 Dimension Police that turn, you can retire one of your opponent's Guardians, and any of that thing's skills are void.
If you're pushing for game and you get that 3, you're pushing for game now.
Perfect Guard? No, I don't think so.
It's crazy.
It makes them like either drop 2 Perfect Guards, or chance that you're just not going to get the grade 3, or drop 10k more than necessary. It traps them, and it's just really, really solid. Not to mention you probably have a critical on your Vanguard already due to its own ability after the fact.
Usually on top of that thing, it'll probably...
They're going to die if they were too foolish to push you too fast.
And not only that, it sounds like it makes it so you can do that really early.
Yeah, because
It's
your
like
freaking
you're hitting for
Goyusha is there.
So it's like you're hitting. Yeah,
You can get that brake right off whenever you want.
That's pretty boss. I don't know why.
Yeah, and then the rest of the trial deck is like 2 Dayusha, 4 Cosmo Greats. Yes! No Boros clone, no Dignified clone, or...
Oh, Dignified clone, I walk right here.
And they're just... Yeah, you don't get the Iron Tail Dragon, or a special intercepts. None of the fluff that these other trial decks have had up until now. And I think that's really interesting, personally.
Do they have a special intercept?
As a clan? I don't think they do, even. But who cares? It's pretty good. Baby's first trial deck.
He comes with everything you need, except for one thing.
Except for those Sentinels.
Yes.
And, well, they probably won't be that hard to get.
Well, knock on wood anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you never know with how popular these kinds of decks are. Still.
Yes, yeah.
Worst case scenario, buy your diamond aces right now and just work with those.
Exactly. Is it everything from that thing?
Trial deck, yes. And then
Alright, so
some initial Booster 13 reveals here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, some wonky dimensional robos in there that really like buffing up your soul at the cost of cards, and that's
weird. Weird.
I really don't like those at all, but they do get a new first Vanguard, which is like strictly better than Goyusha. You can just slide it in whenever you want, and your Vanguard gets +5.
Or it's a +4, and it's a 5k booster.
Yeah.
It's good. It's pretty good.
Any Dimension Police Vanguard, like,
so
it even works with the old ones, like Cyclone.
Cyclone gets to actually do stuff.
And it's just an automatic +4 and critical
great.
for Dayusha on turn 3, and that matters. You just get to make that progress guaranteed. You don't need to draw another card for it, even though you most likely will now, because you've got up to 4 Dielanders and up to 4 Die Drillers. Just Dayusha is critical all the time.
It's gonna be a crazy. It's. I really didn't even cover because that's the set where my boys come back.
Yeah, New Batana, and we actually know a few of them.
And oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously we should probably start with Mr. Brake Ride.
Probably.
Well,
that's what they started us with.
The focus is nowadays. Vanguard gets +10.
Oh, forgive us, we're not going to remember their names off the top of our heads.
No,
they're freaking long. Yes.
They are.
Yes.
Then your opponent chooses one of their cards and discards it, and they choose another, and they bind it face down until end of turn when they get it back. And that's, well, obviously, it's really mean when you're pushing for game.
Yep.
But if you have any experience with playing against or with Evil Eye Princess Riley, that, but up to 11, with none of the stupid conditions.
Yep, and it's good now, but it's only the surface of what's to come.
Yeah, they have a
like,
freaking Lawkeeper. I think it's 11. Hold on a second.
I'm pretty sure it's 11.
Like, wow. Yeah. So
it's like crazy.
Limit Break, when it attacks the Vanguard, counterblast 1, bind all of your opponent's rear guards. It gets +10, not just the +3 that Lawkeeper gets when they have 2 or less rears or whatever the crap.
It's just
and then
boom.
At the end of the turn, everything that was bound goes to their hand, so they do get to decide where things go again and hold things to protect against your next turn.
However,
Yeah, their first Vanguard is like, well, let's try to not have that happen. If he boosts and the attack hits the Vanguard successfully, you can Soul Blast 1 and choose 2 cards in your opponent's bind zone and drop them so they don't get them back.
And might I add,
and something about a grade 2 that binds at one of their rear guards and gives it back at the end of the turn.
It's crazy.
When it's played. For whatever reason, the Break Ride guy gets +2 when it attacks if the opponent has 3 or less cards in hand. You're never going to see that happen unless you've already won the game. Whatever, you don't need it. Come on, you're tossing all of this stuff on top of your Dreadmasters from the days of old.
Yeah, freaking Dreadmaster combined with these guys. I hope you guys enjoyed having cards, because you're not going to have them anymore.
It's going to be really hard to keep any of them.
It's,
they get a little bind off, boom, and then suddenly, oh crap, all my rear guards just died, and I don't have new ones to play, and I just took damage, and my god.
I am almost half tempted to say run multiples of What's-His-Face if it turns out you can only use it once per person at a time, which I assume it is. That way you use 2 Forerunners, Soul Blast, 1 for each.
It's pretty scary.
It'll be pretty bar.
They're easily looking to be a tier 1 deck.
Just from what we
get-go.
Yeah, just from what we've seen, it's like it's not even everything, because
they obviously have their 8K and 10K vanillas and their Sentinel and Rainbow triggers. They probably have more than just the Rainbow triggers, though.
Yeah,
they like
probably.
teasing us at first.
But the point still stands. It's like with all that stuff, just from what we've seen, it's like, geez. And we know we're going to get more, because I said that we're going to be able to make a deck just with the stuff from that set.
This makes even Shigasumi useful.
Yeah, it does.
Just think about that.
It's a crazy thought, yeah.
And we've yet to see the Great Nature, Grand Blue, and all that other stuff. And like, if it's at all comparable, my God, this game is going places.
Oh, some crazy places.
More fun than ever.
Going places, but it's not places where it's like Yu-Gi-Oh would usually go, where it's like, forget all those cards you used to use. They're not relevant anymore. Use these instead.
No.
It's more, you see these old cards? Use them again. This is your chance.
Freaking Dayusha.
It's like, seriously.
Wow, he was so mediocre before. He just...
Oh my god. And now
he's better than Great Dayusha.
So much.
Because he's always on.
Always on. You can freaking kill off your opponent when they're like at 3 damage if you do it right.
Heck, I'd argue it's better than Majesty Lord Blaster now, because you don't lose any cards, and you don't need to find any cards.
Yeah, no, yeah, you don't have to find anything, you don't have to drop anything. It's like you're running for him anyway.
Defense, but who needs it?
Whatever. I mean, jeez, it's freaking... Yeah, it said it's going to be
and
great.
I don't even have the robot boners.
Yeah, he doesn't even play those or anything, and he's like, oh my god. That's how you know this is good stuff. And I don't know if we know anything else yet from 13 other than that.
Not really, but
I guess
we'll get there eventually.
And I guess we should jump to Extra Booster 7. It's coming out, isn't it? Very,
very soon in Japan. In fact, like, almost immediately after the Deep Release trial deck. Well, their Break Ride is a thing.
Is a thing, yes.
Hexagonal Magus. Vanguard gets +10. What kind of Break Ride doesn't do that? I swear the day they print one that doesn't do that.
You're gonna flip.
You look at your top 3 cards, add one of them to your hand, put the other 2 back on top in any order you want. It is very Oracle.
It is, yes.
Replaces itself, sets up your entire turn, basically, because you can either draw those cards with card effects, or if you're using, leave them there for your drive checks, You,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or just draw them all if you're using Coco.
Yeah. I want all of these cards. Kind of silly in Coco, though.
It is silly, but you could do it, is the point.
CEO, just... It's a really good day to be CEO.
Yeah, it makes CEO so good.
Because on top of that, Oracle's finally got their 9K booster, but the gimmick is, when it boosts, you have to declare what the top card of your deck is, reveal it, and if it is the card you named, you get the +3 on top of the 6. And obviously CEO is going to know what that card is, so...
It's time for a 21K line.
Show them their impending doom. 21 on the rear guard.
One on the rear guard, Susano.
23 in the center with CEO's own effect too. So she's finally hitting those cross-ride numbers, and that's beautiful. On top of that, there's also a grade 2 when it attacks. Probably attacks the Vanguard, unfortunately.
I don't doubt it. But
Counterblast 1. Name your top card, reveal it, and if it is that card, add it to your hand. That is crazy, because Counterblast 1 for +1. Not a whole lot of cards do that.
Yeah, it's great.
Gives Circle Magus some freaking use, which is convenient, because, I mean, most of this is from the Magus family of cards they're just introducing. Magus K and Bedivere clones, and Magus Null, which looks beautiful, by the way.
Albeit kind of pointless.
And then there's Pentagonal Magus, which is not in the set. It's like a promo from the upcoming manga volume.
And it's not
something about +5K and +1 critical if you declare the top card correctly on Limit Break. I'm not 100% sure.
And let's not forget, the most important card from that set.
Screw these Maguses, just
it's like
Battle Sister
Monaka.
Monaka, yeah. If you're wondering what a Monaka is, it's a kind of pastry, like most of the other Battle Sisters.
Every other one, in one way or another. It's sexy.
It is. She's 11, so
good right off the bat.
You can Counterblast 2 Battle Sisters for +5 that turn, which, I mean, you're not always going to use it,
but it's there in case you need it. So 16 by itself, it's pretty cool.
And then you're Counterblast 1 at Limit Break and drop a copy of Herself to look at your top 5 cards.
5 cards.
Add any 2 of them to your hand and put the other 3 on the bottom in any order. Bottom.
Bottom is important here.
It's like Tsukuyomi's back, baby. After being shot dead in Japan.
And not only that, it makes Fromage the viable choice of the other two.
Because you've got your 1 Counterblast for Waffle and 3 for Fromage and 1 for this lady.
Yeah.
If you feel like rewriting ever. If not, you can just sit on either one. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I need to really reiterate how powerful cherry picking the best 2 cards for the situation is. And more than that, you can actually, if you're lucky enough, fish out other copies of Herself from the top 5 and do it again.
Yep.
So you're just burning through 5, 10 cards at a time, and it's insane for the stack of possibilities alone. But when it's generating raw advantage, well, CEO, it's been a good time, but I don't think you belong in that deck anymore.
Yeah, that card makes it a good day to be either a Battle Sister or a Tsukuyomi player.
And who knows, maybe it'll work in other stuff. Granted, I don't think it's quite as good as Cookie in a Coco deck, but...
Yeah. At least Cookie still has her places. It's weird saying that, considering for the longest time...
It was the better one.
Between Cookie and Fromage. But now if you're making a Battle Sister deck, with that one in mind, with the Monaka in mind, it's if you use her, you're not going to ever use the other one unless you look at heal at just the right moment, which could turn down your momentum if you need to switch out.
That and got that little issue of
if you're using that,
Cookie
you want to use
requiring cream.
using cream to actually hit big.
And that's kind of baggage when you really think about it.
Because they don't.
They've already got too many 6Ks as a
Battle
kid.
Sisters as a whole have one 7K grade 1.
And
it doesn't even.
It's a vanilla in the deck most of the time.
Yeah. So it's. Because you have to use at that point maples, because one thing that I've learned when playing Battle Sisters is they're going to attack your front rear guards a lot, because all of them hit for a number by themselves.
So it's cool. And you got your old cards like Battle Sister Coco.
Coco for obvious reasons. Chuck a lot. It's like you only have enough room after using those for one other thing.
That like one set of 12K attackers, so it would really, really help to have more 7s to go with your new 11K
exactly
attacker and your old 11K attacker, because Mocha still exists.
Yep. It would be nice, but instead what we would get, we get Battle Sister candy, because we needed that damage at her. I would have been fine with a 6K that gets +3 when boosting a limited break.
But no, they have to all be Megases.
Yes. Of course it does.
But yeah, it is a good day to be CEO, though, even though she did just get ousted from a couple of decks, just because I can never remember this name off the top of my head.
Monaka?
Monaka, yes. Because, CEO gets that 23K center lane, and if you've got a Sasano in the rear guard and have that new prediction 9K booster behind it, you also get 21 there, and it's great. And getting very, very cheap cards. Like, you don't even need to run Libra anymore, to be honest. And that's awesome in and of itself.
It's pretty awesome. I still contend, give us a 7K.
I definitely agree, but if they didn't want to do it, they didn't want to do it, and you got a spiel.
I know, it's just weird, because for the longest time they've been freaking, trying to kill Tsukiyomi dead. And then they give basically.
Oh, hey guys, we're sorry.
And then on a silver platter, give them a card that makes it great.
I'm happy.
It's like.
He's happy, although.
I am happy, although it does cause.
Glaring flaw.
We both use, even though they're not the same deck, we do both use Think Tank. I'm the Battle Sister person, and he's the Tsukiyomi person. So the two decks that this card helps the most,
We're gonna have to get a lot of them.
Yep, we're gonna have to stockpile a bunch. But it's double rare, so it's not gonna be that hard to get.
Double rare and an extra booster.
It's gonna probably show up a lot.
A lot of people are probably gonna get that set anyway, because you either got Oracle fans or people who want to trade with Oracle fans. Either way.
It is a good money.
It's a pretty profitable.
It's one of the few money extra boosters.
When you really think, yeah.
Because usually
That might not last long.
It probably won't last long, but it's better than Extra Booster 1.
Yeah. Although, unlike Celestial Valkyries, this doesn't have Tom.
It doesn't, yeah.
It's got, Promised Daughter.
And Imperial Daughter.
Oh, God, why? Reprints of Tart, Macaron, Omelet, I think.
Yeah, I think it had Omelet in there.
All the Battle Sister triggers, which basically guarantees that, wow, we're not seeing this set until late next year if we're lucky.
Yeah, because freaking, when we get to it, the Valkyries come out here next month.
Yeah, more or less.
Because technically it's September 6th or something, but that's the sneak peek will be in August,
yeah.
etc., etc.
I think that just about covers the upcoming stuff for
Japan.
Upcoming and recent stuff for Japan.
Japan line anyway. So I guess with all that being said, and the other thing that's being said, we should
So
probably
hype.
so much hype everywhere. I think we should probably actually cut this video at a half hour and make the English part a second part.
Yeah.
So for the meantime, we'll see you all later.